ballot had passed, we will be the very bright and clean future.
Bright and clean future. That was Donald Trump yesterday afternoon, and just 14 hours later, he launched a new attack against former Miss Universe Alicia Machado, tweeting, quote, "Did crooked Hillary help disgusting Alicia M. become a U.S. citizen so she could use her in the debate?" And he pointed people to what he called a sex tape. Joining me now, Arkansas Attorney General Leslie Rutledge, a supporter of Donald Trump. Good morning, Leslie. Help me here. Attacking Machado.
Good morning, Stephanie.
Attacking Alicia Machado and saying he wants to keep this bright and clean. Is this bright and clean to you?
Well, it's unfortunate that this issue was raised by Secretary Clinton during Monday night's debate. She's the one that jumped off in the ditch, back comments from the 90s. And so it's unfortunate that it turned to that rather than turning to jobs and the economy and national security. So while it's not helpful for the American public to make a decision talking about these issues, I think that Hillary Clinton took us here.
Okay, that was Monday. This story was dying down. Donald Trump told America, told the millions of people following him on Twitter, our children who in their own little schools have their own little elections, look at a sex tape. And it wasn't just Alicia Machado. Monday night, he doubled down and said, you know, the views on Rosie O'Donnell, they're universal. He's been saying this for years.
Well, again, Secretary Clinton is the one that jumped off in this ditch, Stephanie, and it was not Donald Trump. Donald Trump was responding. Again, I think that we have seen for the last several months that he has been focused on talking about jobs and the economy, bringing back jobs to the inner cities of America. And it's the Democratic playbook to want to drag up issues from the 1990s. But they don't want to talk about their own issues from the 1990s. Those are off limits for the Clintons.
Pardon me. At 3 a.m. last night, he didn't talk about jobs, the economy. At 3 a.m. last night, he started a tweet storm that said, check out a sex tape. How is that Hillary Clinton? Those are Donald Trump's words. That's Donald Trump's doing. Do you agree that that's a good strategy for him?
Well, I am a fan of tweeting during the waking hours of most folks, and so I'm not up tweeting at 3 a.m. generally, so I don't know that that's great advice, but you know, perhaps there are people up interested in issues at 3 a.m.
Okay, whether he tweeted it at 3 a.m. or 3 p.m., calling a woman disgusting, saying you should look at a sex tape, is that a good idea?
It is ill-advised to viciously attack women or anyone for that matter, and that's why when you look back at how Hillary Clinton treated those women during the 1990s and destroy them, Donald Trump's actions pale in comparison to Hillary Clinton's actions. She literally was, you know, in charge of a war room where they spent six figures on what they called the bimbo eruptions. And she used vicious terminology attacking women to destroy them and said, you know, we must destroy her story. She called Monica Lewinsky a narcissistic Looney Tune. These are vicious attacks from the 1990s.
I think you might be a newlywed. I'm married. I have 3 kids at home. If my husband did that to me and publicly humiliated me like that, my words for the woman he did that with would be significantly worse than a narcissistic Looney Tune. How about you?
Right. Well, certainly, and as a happily married woman with a husband that I trust implicitly, then I would have words for him, but I would not.
You wouldn't have anything to say about her? I'm just saying me. Me? I would have some nasty words to say.
I think most women are shocked and appalled at those sort of actions. But again, we're talking about Hillary Clinton's actions toward these women to destroy their lives, how she viciously attacked them, called them names that were, you know, reprehensible at best. And really what Mr. Trump is saying, he's trying to focus on jobs and the economy. But Hillary Clinton is the one that took us in this dumpster of politics, and it's out of the Democrats' playbook, and it's really a shame because most people wake up every day thinking, I want to have a job, I want to have a safe neighborhood to raise my children. I know that's what my husband and I want, my family wants. That's what I want for my niece and nephew, is to have a safe neighborhood and a safe America and great jobs. And that's what people want, and that's what women across America are focused on. They're focused on taking care of their families. They're not interested in this pitiful discourse that Hillary Clinton took us down Monday night and that we have unfortunately had to deal with all week.
So Monday night, you know, basically when Donald Trump made his way into the spin room, he said he held back. He did not go after Hillary Clinton because of Bill Clinton. infidelities out of his respect for Chelsea, but we're hearing more and more hinting that Bill Clinton's infidelities will become front and center. The one thing I scratch my head on here is Bill Clinton committed adultery. Donald Trump committed adultery. Hillary Clinton has not committed adultery. And when you talk about Newt Gingrich or Rudy Giuliani going after Hillary Clinton, to me, I think this strategy, many think this strategy could backfire. She didn't commit adultery.
No, what she did do was viciously attack women who fell prey to her husband's advances. And she victimized women that were already victims, that she attacked them, called them names, destroyed their lives. These women have had to seek help and outlets that most of us can't imagine. And I am such an advocate for women and pushing back. You know, as a woman, I understand what it's like. And so to watch a woman such as Hillary Clinton victimize victims is just insulting and sad and disgusting. Then as a woman, how do you feel about the fact that Donald Trump, his golf course in L.A., doesn't want any women that aren't good looking? You know, if you've got a flat chest, you can't be a 10, says women are disgusting. This one's a 7, this one's a 6, this one's a fat pig. I don't want my 3-year-old daughter to ever hear those words. Well, I don't think that that is a topic of conversation that Americans are interested in. Again, Americans are interested in jobs. They want to know that we're going to have a change in administration and that Donald Trump is a change agent. They want these regulations off their backs so that way they can grow this economy and put Americans back to work. That's what people are talking about. The polls show that the most topics that people care about are jobs and national security. They are not talking about infidelities of anyone.
If they're not talking about infidelities of anyone, why would Donald Trump want to bring up Bill Clinton?
Why would Hillary Clinton want to drag up comments from the 1990s about a woman when she herself has victimized victims of her husband's predatory advances on them? She viciously attacked women.
Just so we have it, Bloomberg did do a poll in August around saying, are people bothered by Trump's actions? 83% said they were bothered by him criticizing a disabled reporter. 75% were bothered by him criticizing a Gold Star family. So the list goes on and on. People are offended by it, and he does need to pull women's votes.
Well, sure, and if you ask someone point blank whether they prefer blue or red, then they will answer the question. However, if you ask them what issues matter to them, the American public, by and large, will say that the economy and national security are at the top of almost every list. And so that's what people are talking about. That's what they're concerned about. They want to go to their children's soccer games. They want to pay their electric bills. They want to take care of their families. They are not interested in these sort of sidebar issues that the Democrats and specifically Secretary Clinton have dragged us into in the last few weeks, and particularly during the debate. She chose to use her time talking about an issue that Americans don't care about instead of talking about real solutions.
We shouldn't have to worry if we're pretty enough to get those jobs you're talking about, correct?
Absolutely not. And what we should be talking about is how we can help women. And what we've seen is that Donald Trump has promoted women throughout his thousands and thousands of jobs that he's created. How many jobs has Hillary Clinton created? 0 is the answer. 0 jobs for any woman, 0 jobs for any man for that matter. And so she has zero credibility when it comes to job creation.
I don't think it's fair to say she's never created a single job for a woman, right? We're not going to walk away. The answer is 0.
Well, she has been on the government's payroll, on taxpayers' payroll, creating jobs, not being out in the private sector.
All right, well, we're going to leave it there. I just want to be sure we're not going to walk away saying Hillary Clinton the number 0, because it's not 0. All right, thanks so much for joining me this morning. I appreciate it. Have a really good weekend.
Thank you, Stephanie.